Leave it to TikTok to be the harboring nest of scum and uninformed children that somehow find a way to ruin everything good. If you don't know, Cory Kenshin recently returned to YouTube and everyone was rightfully excited to see him again, and we were even more excited to hear about his new manga project. It is always so amazing to see YouTubers following their dreams and creating more than just videos. However, every good thing always has an annoying and genuinely brain-dead dark underbelly full of people seething about absolutely nothing. I am, of course, talking about the people complaining and being upset with Cory for going away and coming back only to promote his manga project. And if you think I'm being harsh, I am. If you actually have the audacity to be upset with this absolutely pure man because he was focused on his personal passion projects, that's just sad. Am I heated about this? Of course I am, and it's deserved. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and it's not even the first time something like this has happened. I also have not included visual evidence because I can't stand TikTok, and I'm not going to spend my time looking for screenshots. If you remember, recently Markiplier had something similar happen, and I will admit most of this was probably not true or simply trolling, but Mark somewhat ran off without saying anything, only to return to say how tired he was because of his movie he's working on. I'm a film student. I have been on set and I know how these things work. Filmmaking is not easy. It's the most mentally and physically draining experience, especially when you're passionate about the project because you pour your heart and soul into it. So Mark has every right to say he's tired, and that's why his videos were very far and few between at the time. It's hard to do this stuff. But allegedly, there were people online complaining about this, saying that Mark being tired was invalid, which is insane to think about when these are most likely the same people who complain about having a regular job and take mental health days. I have worked in customer service, food service, online commissions, YouTube, camp counseling, and now I work with film equipment for my job. I work 15 hours a week on top of having 19 credit hours of classes, and I run my YouTube. Because of this, I don't ever take account for anyone who can't handle a regular job, and then they turn around and get mad at creators for taking a day off or even a few days off. To put it simply, that stance and perspective is purely hypocritical. Now, I'm not saying all of these critics didn't hold a job or whatever. This is the internet. I have no idea who was saying this and if they were even being serious. But if you're going to go out of your way to comment something like that, and to be actually upset enough to be the people making posts and being mad at Cory for leaving for long periods of time, or him pursuing his manga project, you're either actually a child who legally can't work, or you just don't understand the magnitude of pressure on an artist or creator to make this kind of content consistently. Listen to yourself for 1 second, look at yourself in the mirror and really think about this. Why do you think you have any right to be upset with these creators for doing their job? And what have you done that's comparable? I personally don't complain about creators leaving for extended periods and returning later with a personal health and status update because I have to do that myself. And as I previously mentioned, I get it. So yeah, I get why creators take time away from YouTube. It makes sense. Some people can't handle a bunch of work and that's fine. Some people actually do have to take mental health days, and while I may think that's a little silly unless something serious is going on, like travel restrictions, overarching home responsibilities, family diseases or domestic violence, stalking, or personal disorders like major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, and whatnot, that is a valid excuse. But just not feeling up to work that day is just a silly reason to ditch work. And I get it, I've had those days. But if you really need the money, then you gotta push through. I personally believe in this philosophy. If you really want something, you'll do everything to make it happen. This is probably what happened to Cory. Seeing as he left without notice, he more than likely had to manage writers, publishers, artists, communications, and producers, all of which is a lot to work with, and that time that could have easily carved into his gaming time. I'm not even sure if he edits his own videos, but sending the videos, communicating with an editor, and all of that, it's a lot to manage as well. This is more than a random person sending raw footage to YouTube. This is a business, and Cory himself is the brand. So he is allowed to take time away without reproach because of everything he has had to manage and think about. That's not to say smaller channels can't leave like he does, but it's a lot harder to grow and find success as a small channel if you take time away from it, as I've learned myself. And as I mentioned before, sometimes you just don't want to do your work. And if YouTube is at a hobby stage, then yes, take a break from it. But if it's your main source of income and it's your actual job, then obviously stepping away is much harder because there's no consistent income from other sources that you have. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Corey has a job outside of YouTube. I don't know what makes him more income, but he seems comfortable enough to step away from the channel to pursue these other projects. I feel like criticizing him for that is just cruel and out of touch. I personally believe that complaining about Corey leaving, and especially complaining about Corey promoting his manga, is just a spoiled reaction. Be happy he even came back, because he doesn't owe you anything. It's his life and he can live it how he wants, and you made him apologize for pursuing his passion. Now imagine if you did something successful. I know it's hard to imagine, but let's just try. Say you're an artist and you land a job on the next big animated film. Then you share that with people you love and care about, and rather than congratulating you or being happy for you, they scowl and get mad at you for taking time to build your skill and portfolio. They turn their backs on you for taking time to apply to these jobs and do the interviews. That, my dear viewer, is what these internet users are doing. Subscribers ditched Corey while he was gone because rather than being a real fan, they left. They couldn't handle being patient and mature about the situation at all. If you don't like someone's content or you get bored of a creator, you are valid in unsubscribing. But if you know that Corey leaves a lot and you genuinely enjoy his content, unsubscribing is ridiculous. You aren't a real fan if you ditch someone for taking time to pursue their passions. Imagine if your best friend left for a bit to achieve their dreams, and before they got the chance to tell you all about their success, you sat there and grumbled and seethed and then you ran away. That doesn't sound like a very good friend to me. The idea of loyalty does not exist within these people. And yeah, this is a really extreme way of explaining the situation, and I'm aware of that, and I'm even more aware of the hate I'm going to get for being so intense. But it's called tough love, get over it. The only way this situation can be thoroughly expressed for how ridiculous it is to be ridiculous about it. Take South Park for example. If you're a longtime subscriber, you'll know I love this show and I like to reference it a lot. When South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker saw Barbara Streisand was being an insensitive, rich, phony wad of hair stuck in a bacteria-infested shower drain, they made an episode, actually a few episodes, about her being a supervillain that turns into a Godzilla monster to kill everyone. That is extreme satire, and it's a social commentary, which is exactly what I'm doing with this video to prove a point. Same thing with popular media such as A Familiar Story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That film is an extreme metaphorical commentary about consumerism and the lack of awareness people have about the true meaning of Christmas and the holiday season. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I really hope this makes sense. Let me just quickly summarize what I mean by this entire discussion. The situation is ridiculous, and I'm upset about it. Corey apologizing to fake fans of his that ditched him for leaving without notice and returning to express his joy and release of a manga project, his passion project, an artistic creation of his own mind, and they got mad at him for it. Just think about it. These extremists are being silly. And maybe them leaving Corey is the best because he deserves better, real fans rather than these hazardous wastes. Again, I know I'm being mean, but literally nobody gets mad at Pat God for his insults, so I don't see why I'd get hate for doing the same exact thing. I know Corey doesn't need my defense, and I wouldn't call this video Corey defense content. It's more so to bring awareness to this ridiculous mindset of selfishness. To finalize this, let me give some closing thoughts. I used to be subscribed to Yeah, but I recently unsubscribed not because his video uploads were getting slower, but because the content he was making was poorly researched, cringe in my opinion, and I didn't care for what he was talking about when he became a Garten Band channel. That's sarcasm, by the way. Some people still like him, and that's fine. Enjoy it, but I don't. And the same goes for Corey. If you don't like his content, then leave. If you don't like what he stands for and you refuse to watch him, then leave. You don't have to stick around if you don't like something. That's why clicking off is an option. You have free will to leave. If you don't like me coming for the souls of the Corey haters, you can also click off. It's just a matter of why. Why is this necessary? Why does anyone feel the need to be hateful for no reason? Anyways, I want to just quickly bring up the whole promotion part of the situation. Another reason people are mad is because Corey was promoting his work. Let's really think about this for a second. If you own a business and you set up a brick and mortar store with a sign on the front of the building, you know what that's called? Promotion. If you talk about anything you have ever done in a positive light and you share it with others, that in itself is promotion. And y'all are mad about it. You are mad about nothing. This is stupid. I'm actually disgusted by this whole thing to the point that I'm making a commentary video. That's stupid. All of this is stupid. There is a difference between promotion and paid promotion. Promotion, in general, is defined as an activity that supports or provides active encouragement for the furtherance of a cause, venture, or aim. Another definition goes as follows: the publicization of a product, organization, or venture so as to increase sales or public awareness. That is all Corey is doing, encouraging public awareness. A paid promotion is basically the same thing, but the product owner pays an entity to share that awareness through their own platform. Examples include advertisements during the Super Bowl game, YouTubers sharing their sponsorship in videos, or celebrities wearing certain clothing brands. But in this case, this is not a paid promotion. This is just personal promotion. No one was paid for this. He just did it because he can. Corey made this manga. He is sharing his project with the world, and what did some of you do? You swatted the manga out of his hands and spat in his face, then demanded he apologize to you. Some of you even had the gall to run away after doing that too. Just think for a second. That's rude. It's not cute, it's not funny, you're terrible, and you've got me raging in a video over it. So maybe you got what you wanted. You got your attention, you feel validated now, but at what cost? Nobody likes this. There are better ways to be validated. Do something that brings you joy, something positive and productive. Whether that's, I don't know, reading a book, taking a walk, making art, going with friends. It doesn't matter so long as you're not wasting your time being an absolute dingleberry. Anyways, this video is nothing more than an extreme awareness with layers of salt in between. I want everyone to realize how dumb this whole thing is. Just swallow your pride and watch whatever creator you want to watch. Don't get mad over a creator doing their thing unless it's genuinely harmful. Don't hate on people. That's how we got into this mess. Just be a good person. It's not that hard. Oh, but Tex, you're being so rude in this video. You're a hypocrite for saying it's easy to be a good person. Once again, this is an extreme satire to prove a point. If you can't handle being called out for being a turd, then get off the internet. I don't know what to tell you. Harbor positivity. If you have nothing nice to say, keep your thumbs off the keyboard, keep your mouth shut, and move on. It's called self-control. Let's learn how to do it. Okay, that's enough for me. Let's be nice for a second. I mean no harm or hate to anyone. Again, this is just me responding to something I find absolutely insane and redundant, and it needs to stop. I just want people to stop with the negativity. You are mad about nothing. You are causing drama, and there is no reason for it. Again, if you don't like something, just stop and move along. Nobody gets hurt, no drama starts because of it. The only time I will ever condone aggression towards a creator is when they do scummy stuff like promoting porn or gambling to young people, especially children. If you promote hate content or shock value gore, if you attack innocent people, that's the kind of stuff that deserves retaliation, not a simple man making a manga. This video is intended to be rhetorical. I want people to consider their thoughts and actions, not blab away for the void. I don't want to sound cocky or rude in any way. I just want to point out how upsetting this situation is to me as an artist and a creator myself. I hope most people will agree with me on all of this, even if I was a bit harsh, but again, Pack God is my reference in terms of harsh insults. Just be better. Be nice. If you feel yourself getting anxiously aggressive, put the phone down and go do something good for yourself. Literally do anything else other than hate on people for pursuing their dreams. It's not cool. Anyways, I'm not sure what art I did for this video as of the time I'm writing this, but if you like it, my commissions are open on Ko-Fi, and the link is in the description. Thank you for watching. Perhaps watch one of my more positive videos. Commentary isn't really something I typically do, and if I do, it's traditionally heated. I only do these videos if something upsets me and deserves the conversation in order to promote better content and online behavior. I also like to share my opinion on things since I am a heavily opinionated person and I'm trying to be more confident in sharing my thoughts and promote healthy discussion. I feel like I'm starting to run in circles to defend myself against possible hate, so I'm gonna wrap things up and just say, make good decisions, be nice, and promote healthy behaviors that uplift others instead of tearing them down. But if you encounter objectively bad people, do your part by ignoring and/or reporting them. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Check out my other socials, especially my Ko-Fi, and until then, I will see you in the next one.